Alright, hey, this is a video specifically designed for a member who said he has a 3 times wear race at Richmond in Cup, wanted a slider setup. Said it's a 50% race with stages. I have worked and worked and worked to try to come up with something. This is what I got. This is a slider of 2. I have ran a 21 flat with it, which is not an incredibly fast time, but the thing is, it hangs on so well. At Richmond, you get tight or you get loose really early, so you really need to kind of set it up on the tight side and hope it lasts. I think this setup could run a 20.9, but I just never seem to hit my marks early in the run. But I can run a 21 flat with it, but the beauty of it is, like, I've been 75% of the way through a fuel run and could still hit 21 threes. And only fell off to about a 21.6 at the end of the run if I hit all my marks right. But I literally hit a 21.6 with the low fuel light on. And I think I had 10 or 12% left on the rear tire, right rear, and that was the worst of the tires. So it made it all the way through a fuel run on tires. Didn't really get loose. I was hoping I could hit a 21 flat here while I was talking, but it doesn't look like I am. But I have hit a 21.042 with this setup, and like I said, the long run is where this thing shines. This is a preset of 2. Well, I'd really like to be able to hit a decent lap here, but I just don't seem to be able to pull it off. There was a 21 flat, a 21.07. So I like to run a lap to show what the setup can do. This is a preset of 2. And let me give you some advice here. I looked at the race. It looks like the first stage is 39 laps. At Richmond, with 3 times wear, 36 laps is a full fuel run. But you actually get a little better than that. So my advice would be, if the first stage goes green, just try to stay out. Try to do no pit stops on stage 1. Stage 2, you're definitely going to have to pit, and then stage 3, I think you're going to have to pit once or twice, but you'll know what you're doing at that point. This is the setup. I went up 3 clicks on the tape. I went down 1 click on the wedge. Left front is standard. I think I went up 2 1/4 pounds. I think it was normally a 30.5. Up 2 pounds there, and I think down 1.5 pounds on the right rear. I'll come back into pit road so we can get a better look at this. I wouldn't qualify with this. I would qualify probably on a 5 or 6 or something like that as a setup, and then run a 2 for the race and put these pit road adjustments in. You'll probably give up a little bit in the first, I don't know, 5 or 6 laps of the run, maybe a little longer, but I think you will more than make it up on the remaining, 30 or 35 laps. And here, let's just pull into the pits here, and you'll be able to see it better. 55, I think the default was 40. 49.8, the default was 49.9. No change there. I think that was either 30 or 30.5, but I went up. That was 12 and I went up 2. I think that was 30 and I went down 1 pound. But those are the pit road adjustments. Like I said, this is a long run setup. If you find yourself needing a short run setup, okay, either there was a caution and you just got a few laps left in the stage or something like that, my advice would be go down to 49.6, 49.7 on the wedge and leave everything else the same. That'll loosen it up a lot in the short run, and you'll have a nice short run setup. Last thing, let's go to the garage so you can see that I'm not BSing you. It really is a 2. There, you can see it is a 2, and I mean, this thing really did great on the long runs. At the last lap, when I had like the low fuel light on, I still had, I think I finished with 10 or 12% on the right rear tire, and I ran a 21.6. And that was the very, very end of the run. 75% of the way through the run, I was still running, I could still hit a 21.3. So it really hangs on and stays together well over the long run. But I will tell you, when you get in it and you take off, first impression you're going to have is this thing's way too tight. But it will loosen up in just 4 or 5 laps, maybe, if that. But when you first get in it, it's going to feel tight. You're going to have to back up the corner. You're going to have to start turning into the corner earlier because it's tight. But it will loosen up. It's not a bad setup at the beginning, but it really does well in the long run. So I hope this helps. This is what I got. Let me know how it works for you.